Great! You're showing real dedication by going concept by concept. Let's now learn HR audit, a super important concept for HR and even bank officers and managers who handle teams and performance. Heading 1.4 HR audit. What does HR audit mean? An HR audit means checking if the HR department is doing its job properly. Just like banks do financial audits to check accounts, HR audits are done to check if HR rules, hiring, training, promotions, etc. are happening properly or not. 1.4.1 Meaning, Anan, and Def of HR audit. Easy meaning. HR audit is like a checkup for the HR department to see if it's helping the organization grow by doing recruitment, training, and managing people well. Simple definitions, in your words. 1, by Biles and Schuler, HR audit checks if the HR department is working efficiently and effectively. 2, by Story and Sisson, it's about collecting and analyzing info and then deciding how to improve HR performance. 3, by Flamholtz, it's a systematic checkup of HR's strengths, weaknesses, and what it needs to grow based on company goals. Example, easy and relatable. Imagine you're a bank officer and HR hired staff who are not trained in digital banking. If an HR audit is done, it will catch this issue and suggest better training to match with current bank needs like UPI, online KYC, etc. Hashafwar 1.4.2 Characteristics of HR audit. What does characteristics mean? Characteristics are features or qualities that show how something works. In this case, how HR audit works. Let's break it down one by one with emojis and examples. 1. HR audit is an analysis process. Meaning, it checks if HR is working properly or not, like recruitment, training, etc. Example, in a bank, an HR audit checks if new hires in customer service know how to handle customer queries smoothly or not. 2. It is an investigating tool. Meaning, it studies what employees are doing, the policies followed, and if there are any gaps in performance. Example, if a bank has 100 employees and only 30 are using CRM software, the HR audit will find out why the rest aren't trained and fix it. 3. It measures performance and finds mistakes. Meaning, it measures employee work and also finds any non-compliance or errors in HR practices. Example, the HR audit may find that the bank is not following reservation policies or fair promotion systems, and it will report it to correct it. 4. Conducted annually by experts, meaning it's usually done once a year by internal or external HR experts. Example, a private bank may hire a professional HR auditor every year to check if their HR department is legally and ethically correct. Par 5 reports go to top management, meaning the HR audit report is given to senior leaders so they can take action and improve things quickly. Example, if the HR audit shows that the staff turnover in the bank is high due to low morale, the senior managers will take steps to improve employee satisfaction. Summary sheet quick revision. Meaning, finds gaps in policy X's. 1. Analysis process. Checks if HR is working well. 2. Investigating tool. Finds gaps in performance or policy use. 3. Measures and fixes. Identifies mistakes and fixes them. 4. Annual and by experts. Done yearly by HR pros. 5. Reports to top level. Helps managers take action for better HR. How this helps you in bank PO plus manager role. In bank PO or manager role, you may lead a team or branch. HR audit teaches you how to evaluate staff performance, ensure policy compliance, and make your team more productive. Super useful for promotions. In SBI PO, IBPS PO interviews, you can say, just like banks do financial audits, HR audits are needed to ensure that staff are recruited, trained, and retained properly, which is crucial in maintaining service quality in banking. In group discussions or MBA internship, if the topic is improving organizational efficiency, you can confidently say, regular HR audits ensure that human capital is used properly and aligned with the goals of the organization. Ready for the next concept? Send the next topic. Awesome. You're back with full focus. Let's understand the next topic. Objectives of HR audit from Chapter 1 of MHR, step by step in super simple words with full emojis, real-life bank examples, and exam-ready points. Heading 1.4.3 Objectives of HR Audit. What does objectives mean? Objectives equals why something is done or what it wants to achieve. Here, we are learning why HR audits are done in companies or banks. Main objectives of HR audit, explained simply. 1. To check HR department's working effectiveness. Meaning, HR audit checks if the HR team is doing its job properly, like hiring, training, handling staff issues, etc. Example, in a bank, if the HR team delays hiring clerks for a branch, the audit will point it out and ask for faster recruitment to find and fix mistakes quickly. Meaning, if HR makes any mistake, like ignoring staff complaints, the audit will correct it fast. Example, if employees are unhappy with workload and HR ignores it, audit will highlight it and suggest steps to resolve it. 3. To ensure rules are followed. Meaning, HR audit checks if the team is following the company's HR rules and policies properly. Example, if a bank says promotions should be merit-based, the audit checks if HR is really following it or not. 4. To find errors and good practices. Both. Meaning, it doesn't just find problems, it also notices and appreciates what HR is doing well. Example, audit may see that training programs are working great and keep that going. To find cost-saving opportunities. Meaning, HR audit checks which HR activities are wasting money and how to cut unnecessary costs. Example, if Visa 5 lakh is spent yearly on an outdated employee portal, audit may suggest a cheaper and better one. 6. To maintain discipline among employees. Meaning, audit checks how employees behave and if they're being responsible and ethical. Example, if employees are always late or not respecting dress code, audit reports it to correct it. 7. To identify weak areas for improvement. Meaning, audit finds what's not working well and suggests ways to improve performance. Example, if HR staff is not handling exit interviews properly, audit will recommend better methods and training. To make HR more measurable, not just theory. Meaning, it makes HR more numbers-based, like tracking training success, absenteeism, hiring time, etc. Example, audit may say, last year it took 45 days to hire staff. Let's reduce that to 30 days. 9. To prepare for legal risks. Meaning, if an employee files a legal case, audit ensures HR has all documents and policies ready to defend the organization. Example, if an employee claims unfair firing, audit helps show proof of policy-based action to avoid trouble. Summary sheet, quick revision. Objective of HR audit. Simple meaning effectiveness. 1. Check HR effectiveness. Is HR doing its job well? Find and fix mistakes fast. Correct errors quickly. 3. Ensure policies are followed. Are rules followed? 4. Identify good and bad performance. Appreciate goods, fix bad. 5. Cut unnecessary HR costs. Save money in HR processes. 6. Maintain employee discipline. Track behavior and responsibility. 7. Find weak areas in HR. Improve HR where needed. 8. Make HR measurable. Show HR results in numbers. Handle possible legal cases. Prepare proof to avoid lawsuits. How this helps you in bank PO, GD, interview, or real work. In bank PO job, you may lead a team or branch someday. HR audits help you know if staff is trained for digital banking, identify delays in recruitment, improve service quality by managing team performance better. In SBI PO or IBPS PO interview, you can say, HR audits are critical to ensure that banking teams are aligned with compliance, customer service goals, and cost efficiency, all of which affect overall banking performance. In group discussions, GD. If the GD topic is employee productivity or workplace discipline, mention, Regular HR audits help maintain discipline and performance by ensuring rules are followed and improvements are made. You're doing amazing. One concept at a time. That's the best way. Awesome. Let's break down 1.4.4 types of HR audit in your textbook with full emojis, clear examples, and simple explanations that are easy to understand for MBA plus Bank PO prep. Heading 1.4.4 Types of HR audit. What does types of audit mean? This means how HR audits can be different depending on three main things. Time when it happens, time period. Who does it? Why it's done. Purpose. Each of these has subtypes we'll learn below, with fun examples. Types of HR audit, explained in simple way. 1. Based on time period. What it means. When the HR audit happens, is it regular or not? A regular audit, no fixed schedule, happens once in a year or once in 3 years. Regular audit, better option, happens on a fixed schedule, like once every 6 months or every year, to ensure everything is going smoothly. Bank example. If a bank only audits HR once in 3 years, employee issues might go unnoticed. But with regular audits, problems like late recruitment or training gaps can be fixed early. 2. Based on who conducts it? Internal audit, done by the company's own team, HR manager or internal staff. Benefits, fast and cost-effective. Problem, can be biased, not always honest. Bank example. A branch manager checks if HR is maintaining staff attendance records properly. #IE, external audit done by outside experts, HR consultants or firms. Benefit, unbiased and professional. Cost may be higher, but it's more reliable. Bank example. SBI hires a third-party HR firm to check if promotions are fair across all zones. 3. Based on purpose. Compliance audit. Checks if the HR department is following company rules, laws, and policies. Bank example. ICICI Bank uses this to check if all branches are giving PF and ESI to employees. Best practices organization audit. Compares the bank's HR practices with top-performing companies. Goal is to learn and adopt the best methods. Bank example. If HDFC Bank has a better onboarding system, your bank can adopt that idea after the audit. Strategic audit. Checks whether HR supports companies' big goals, like customer satisfaction, profits, digital transformation, etc. Bank example. Does HR give good training to staff so they can handle UPI complaints fast? If yes, that helps the bank grow. Job-specific audit. Focuses on specific HR activities, like hiring, training, promotions, salaries, exit process. Bank example. Audit checks only the recruitment process. Are resumes handled well? Is the joining process smooth? Summary. Quick table for revision. What example bank? Blank Dex. Leave Sistar. 1. Time period. Regular or irregular audit timing. Yearly HR check in SBI. 2. Internal audit done by manager audits leave system. Branch manager audit. External audit done by outsiders unbiased. Private HR firm checks promotion process. 4. Compliance audit. If rules, laws are followed, PF, ESI given to staff. 5. Best practices audit compare with top companies' HR. Copy HDFC's better training system. Strategic audit. HR's role in helping banks' goals. HR trains staff for better digital service. 7. Job-specific audit. Focus on hiring, training, pay, etc. Only recruitment process is reviewed. How this helps in interview, GD, and real job. Bank PO bot. Manager roles. You will manage a branch or team. You must know how HR policies are audited and improved. What practices cut cost and increase performance. How audits protect the bank from legal issues. You can say, an external HR audit brings transparency and helps identify if recruitment or promotions in the branch are fair and efficient. Very important in a public-facing bank. In group discussions, GD, if GD is on improving HR efficiency. Say, strategic HR audits help align training and hiring with long-term business goals, especially important in banking where customer service is key. You're absolutely on the right path. Now you've fully understood types of HR audit like a real HR manager, but with the mindset of a future bank officer. Send the next concept anytime. I'm ready with full explanation and emojis. Absolutely. Let's now understand 1.4.5 approaches to HR audit in a way that's easy to learn, super engaging, and 100% exam and interview ready, with full emojis and clear examples. Heading 1.4.5 Approaches to HR Audit. What does approaches to HR audit mean? Approach means the method or style used by auditors to check how the HR department is working. So here, we're learning about different ways auditors can evaluate HR activities like hiring, training, salaries, compliance, and more. Let's explore the 5 HR audit approaches, one by one. 1. Comparative approach. What it means. Compare your company's HR work with another company that is doing very well, a model company. Goal. Try to reach the same level as that top-performing company. Easy example, banking. Suppose SBI is doing great in digital HR tools. Bank of Baroda compares its own HR system with SBI's to improve. This approach helps identify what to improve and how. Outside authority approach. What it means, in this method, external experts give you standard benchmarks, yardsticks to follow. Your internal HR team uses these benchmarks to evaluate performance. Easy example, banking. An outside HR consultancy provides a checklist. Time to hire should be 30 days. Employee turnover 5%. Then Canara Bank's HR team checks if they meet these. This brings expert advice plus structured review. 3. Statistical approach. What it means. Here, auditors use mathematical data and performance numbers to evaluate HR. They use figures like absenteeism rate, average salary, recruitment time, revenue per employee. Easy example, banking. Union Bank uses HR data to check percent of employees taking sick leave, AVG time taken to train a new recruit. Helps in making data-driven HR decisions. 4. Compliance approach. What it means. Auditors check if HR is following all rules and laws, both internal and external, like labor laws, company policies, etc. Easy example, banking. HR at Punjab National Bank is checked for, are they giving employees PF and gratuity? Are working hours within limit? Useful for avoiding legal issues and ensuring fairness. 5 MBO, Management by Objectives approach. What it means. HR auditors ask each department to set their own goals objectives. Then they check if those goals were achieved or not. This shows how well the HR and staff are performing. Easy example, banking. The training department at SBI sets a goal, train 300 new clerks in 2 months. Audit checks, was this achieved? If yes, it's a success. Encourages goal setting, planning, and accountability. Quick summary table, revision friendly, what approach, what it does. Banking example. BB outside of Thiotsextics. 1. Comparative approach. Compare with a model top company. BRB's SBI HR system. 2. Outside authority approach. Use standards by outside experts. Use HR consultancy yardsticks. 3. Statistical approach. Use numbers, data for review. AVG absenteeism, recruitment time, etc. 4. Compliance approach. Check if rules, laws are followed. Is PF given? Are rules followed? 5 MBO, Management by Objectives. Departments set goals. Audit checks, goal achievement. Target-based training by department. How this helps you in interviews, GDs, and your career. In Bank PO manager interviews, you may be asked, how would you evaluate HR effectiveness in your branch? You can reply, I'd follow a mix of the compliance and MBO approaches. Compliance ensures we follow rules, and MBO helps us stay goal-focused. Both are critical for smooth HR operations in banking. In group discussions, If the topic is improving HR systems in PSUs, you can add, using database statistical audits and best practice comparisons can modernize HR in public banks, leading to better performance and staff satisfaction. In your real job as a manager bank officer, you'll use these approaches to check staff performance, ensure HR rules are followed, improve team productivity, plan training and recruitment based on MBO targets or statistical data. Summary: what you must remember for exams and work. 5 approaches: comparative, outside authority, statistical, compliance, MBO. All are ways to check HR effectiveness. Very useful in banks to ensure smooth operations and employee satisfaction. MBO helps set and track goals, equals very useful in leadership roles. You've now mastered another important HRM concept with full clarity and exam power. Send the next concept whenever ready. I'm here with full emoji-powered explanations and banking connections. Awesome! You're doing great in going step by step and learning deeply. Let's now learn this very important topic of 1.4.6, Methods of Information for HR Audit Collecting, in a fun, easy, and banking-related way, with full emojis to help you remember quickly. Heading: 1.4.6, Methods of Information for HR Audit Collecting. What does this heading mean? This means how. The HR auditor collects data information to check how well the HR department is working. Think of it like a teacher checking students' progress. The teacher can talk, observe, or check records. Similarly, HR auditors also use different methods to collect information. Let's learn the 6 methods to collect HR audit info. One by one. 1. Interview method. What it means: the auditor personally meets HR officers and managers to ask questions about future plans, challenges, employee readiness, etc. This method is helpful to understand deep insights and employee mindsets. Easy example: banking. At SBI, the HR auditor interviews the HR head to know, are employees ready to adopt AI in banking operations? Remember, interview, face-to-face, plus deep insights. What it means: the auditor gives a set of questions to employees to know. Are they satisfied? Are rules followed? How is their manager behaving? Great for collecting views from many employees quickly. Easy example: banking. Bob employees are given forms asking, are you satisfied with your salary? Or do you feel respected by seniors? Remember, questionnaire, fast feedback from employees. Observation method. What it means: the auditor visits the company and observes the environment, like office condition, training rooms, employee behavior, etc. This method checks real work conditions, not just what people say. Easy example: banking. An auditor walks through PNB's branch and observes, are employees stressed or cheerful? Is the training room modern? Remember, observation equals see things with your own eyes. Analysis of previous records. What it means: auditor checks past employee records to know employee history, participation in training, past feedback. Useful for checking performance trends and HR growth over time. Easy example: banking. At Canara Bank, they check how many officers took a training and what feedback they gave. Remember, previous records equals past data plus employee behavior. 5. Workshop method. What it means: interactive group programs where employees discuss and do SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats on HR topics. Helps understand team views, ideas, and suggestions. Easy example: banking. In Union Bank, HR holds a workshop to discuss how can we improve performance appraisals. Each group presents their view. Remember, workshop equals group activity plus team feedback. 6. Task force method. What it means: a special team, task force, is created to investigate HR issues and suggest solutions. Task force solves specific HR problems like high employee turnover. Easy example: banking. Our SBI forms a task force to solve why are many new recruits leaving within 6 months. The team gives reports and solutions. Remember, Task force, problem-solving team. Summary table, easy revision. Method. What it does, banking example. Banking review method. 1. Interview method. Talk face-to-face to understand insights. Interview HR head at SBI on employee readiness. 2. Questionnaire method. Collect written opinions from many. Ask BOB employees about satisfaction and HR practices. 3. Observation method. See work conditions personally. Visit PNB branches to observe training and office setup. 4. Analysis of records. Use past employee data and training history. At Canara, check training feedback from last year. 5. Workshop method. Use group sessions to discuss and analyze HR systems. Union Bank SWOT workshop on appraisals. Task force method. Create a team to find and fix HR issues. SBI forms a task force to reduce attrition. Imagine how this helps you in interviews, GDs, and career. In Bank PO Manager interview, they might ask, how would you gather employee feedback to improve HR systems? You can reply, I'd use a mix of questionnaire and observation methods to gather honest views and see the real working environment. It ensures better HR decisions. In group discussions, topic, ways to improve employee satisfaction in PSUs. You can say, regular interviews and workshops help HR teams understand the real needs of employees, which is crucial in public banks. In your real banking job, as a manager officer, you will use interviews to know your team's issues, use records to find who needs training, conduct workshops to plan better HR strategies. This shows leadership plus problem solving. At final summary, what you must remember. HR auditors need information equals 6 methods to collect it. Interview, deep talk, questionnaire, mass feedback, observation, see work culture, records, past performance, workshop, group learning, task force, solve problems. You're doing amazing learning HR concepts in depth. Ready for the next chapter, Introduction to Human Resource Management, HRM. Topic, 1.4.7 Process of HR Audit. Let's understand what process means first. Process simply means step-by-step actions we follow to complete a task or reach a goal. In this case, the HR audit process includes steps HR takes to check whether everything in HR is working well or needs improvement. 1. Identifying the objectives of HR audit. Meaning, before starting anything, HR should clearly decide why they are doing the audit. Is it to check employee performance, legal compliance, or HR policies? Example, imagine you're a bank PO officer, and you want to check if all branches are following the new recruitment policy. First, you'll set that as your objective. Key point, set clear goals. Align them with company strategies. Developing a rough audit plan. Meaning, HR auditor makes a draft plan about what to check, where to focus, which tools to use, and what resources will be needed. Example, like making a checklist before doing branch-wise HR inspection in a bank. Check leave policies, verify training records, note manpower gaps. Key point, a rough idea of action equals smooth operation later. Collecting background data. Meaning, HR auditor collects data about both internal, like policies, goals, and external, like market trends, laws, factors that may affect HR. Example, in a bank job, internal data can be branch-level targets, and external can be RBI's new HR compliance rules. Key point, know the background before jumping in. 4. Determining the technique of data compilation. Meaning, now the auditor decides how to collect data, interviews, surveys, task force, observation, etc. Example, as a future bank manager, you might interview branch heads or send out feedback forms to employees about work culture. Key point, right method equals better and reliable data. 5. Finalizing the audit plan. Meaning, make necessary changes in the rough plan and finalize it with proper tools, goals, and timelines. Example, if the HR audit found new areas like employee retention important, you'll now add that in the final plan. Key point, last chance to fix errors before implementation. 6. Collecting complete audit data. Meaning, Start collecting all final data as per the plan from all departments and combine them. Example, if you're auditing training programs in a bank, collect info on number of staff trained, training feedback, post-training performance. Key point, data should be full and error-free. 7. Developing an audit report. Meaning, after data collection, the HR auditor prepares a full report with strengths, weaknesses, and suggestions. Example, in a bank HR audit report, you might mention, Branch A is following good reward practices. Branch B has low training attendance. Key point, report must be honest, clear, and helpful. 8. Decision based on the audit report. Meaning, now top management uses this report to make important HR decisions, like policy changes, new goals, or employee training. Example, if audit shows poor onboarding in new bank branches, management can plan training or revise the joining process. Key point, final step was action based on facts and findings. Summary, quick recap of the HR audit process. Step, Neimoji, meaning 1. Identifying objective. Identifying objectives, why we are doing audit. Rough audit plan. First, planning ideas. Background data, know all influencing factors. 4. Data techniques, how we'll collect info. Final plan, confirm the audit path. 6. Data collection, collect info from HR functions. 7. Audit report, prepare findings, suggestions. 8. Final decision, use the report to make changes. Why this is important for bank PO manager interviews. HR audit shows you're aware of how HR quality is checked. You can talk about process-based decision-making in HR, great for group discussions, GD, or interview Q&A. In real jobs, as a future manager, you'll use this in employee evaluation, training feedback, and compliance checks. #TAT useful for real-life internship too. In your internship or job, if you're asked to assist in HR-related activities, this process helps you know where to start and how to evaluate the system effectively. If you're ready, you can send the Chapter 1.4.8, Benefits of HR Audit. Meaning, what is benefits of HR audit? When we say benefits of HR audit, we are simply talking of good things or advantages an organization gets by checking and reviewing how well the HR human resource department is working. Think of it like a health checkup, but for the HR department, to make sure everything is smooth and strong. Let's understand each benefit one by one, with emoji power and real-life examples, especially banking. 1. Promoting critical business plans. Simple explanation. HR audit helps the management to share important plans with employees, so everyone works together to reach the company's goals. Example, suppose SBI is planning to launch a new loan scheme. If employees, including bank officers, know the full plan, they can explain it better to customers, leading to more success. HR audit ensures employees are included in planning. Key point, it improves employee involvement in decision-making. Manshar 2. Role clarity of HR functions. Simple explanation. Everyone in the HR department should clearly know what their duties are. HR audit makes sure of that. Example, in a bank, if one HR staff is handling training and another is handling payroll, they should not get confused or do overlapping work. Clear roles equals smooth operation. Key point, HR audit helps remove confusion and assigns proper responsibilities. 3. Improving organizational competency. Simple explanation. HR audit helps find strengths and weaknesses in the current system and works to improve them so that the company performs better. Example, imagine a branch of a bank has low customer satisfaction. HR audit might find the issue is poor communication skills of staff. It can suggest communication training to improve it. Key point, fixing weaknesses plus building on strengths equals better results. 4. Analysis of HR functions. Simple explanation. HR audit studies how the HR department is working and gives suggestions to make it future ready. Example, a bank's HR team may not be offering enough leadership training. HR audit highlights this and helps plan better training programs for future managers. Key point, it helps prepare the HR team for future challenges. ROI, return on investment analysis. Simple explanation. Company spends money on recruitment, training, etc. HR audit checks if this money is being used well and gives good returns, benefits. Example, if 1 lakh is spent to train bank staff, HR audit checks whether the training helped increase sales or customer service quality. Key point, HR audit ensures smart use of HR budget. 6. Focus on human resource capabilities. Simple explanation. HR audit checks what skills employees have and what skills are missing and helps fill the gap. Example, a bank needs digital skills for new banking software. HR audit finds many employees lack this skill and recommends digital training. Key point, helps improve employee knowledge and match it to job needs. 7. Strengthening performance mechanisms. Simple explanation. HR audit helps in improving how employees are evaluated and supported to do better. Example, if a bank staff is not meeting targets, HR audit may suggest setting clearer goals or more feedback sessions to help them. Key point, better performance planning equals better employee results. Summary, easy revision table with emojis. One, benefit, what it does. Keyword, competency. 1. Helps share company plans with staff, teamwork. 2. Clarifies HR roles, clarity. 3. Identifies and improves weaknesses, competency. 4. Checks HR activities, analysis. 5. Ensures money is used well, ROI. 6. Develops employee skills, capabilities. 7. Boosts performance systems, improvement. How this helps you. Bank PO, MBA interviews, GDs, and real job life. 1. In Bank PO exams interviews like SBI IBPS, they might ask, how does an organization ensure its HR is working efficiently? You can answer confidently. Sir, ma'am, through HR audits which help in planning, improving employee skills, evaluating ROI, and aligning staff with goals. 2. In MBA group discussions, topic like, is HR still relevant in the AI age? You can add, HR audit proves HR's value by improving clarity, ROI, and employee growth. 3. In real work, like manager role in bank, you'll need to improve team performance. Use HR audit concepts to spot weak areas, conduct employee appraisals, and assign roles clearly. 4. As future HR mindset leader, whether you work as PO or move to senior roles, you'll handle people. Learning this now helps you think like an HR professional and handle teams smartly. Would you like